Hello, Slush. Thank you for having me. So this talk is obviously about our startup Ring. The talk comes from me being asked a lot of times from people that are doing hardware startups or other startups, how did we make it in a space where a lot of people have failed? And the interesting thing about this is every time that I would talk to one of these founders, whether it was someone who introduced me or something else, I would actually tell them what I thought made our company successful, all the different things. And most of the people after these calls or meetings would leave thinking that I didn't tell them anything. And so what's interesting about it is hopefully at the end of this talk, you'll sit and leave and think that I actually told you something, but it's not the things that made us are not the normal things that people want to talk about, like performance marketing and how did we advertise on Facebook and all that stuff. Because to me, that's not the stuff that builds a company. What really builds a company is the mission. And our mission is to reduce crime in neighborhoods. It's everything that drives the company, it's what drives the team, and it's what keeps us going. We do that through delivering a promise to our customers called Always Home. We have 3 products in the market. We have the Ring Video Doorbell, which is a Wi-Fi doorbell that allows you to see and speak to who's at your front door from your phones. We also have a ring of security around the home, which is our stick-up cameras. And then we have a ring of security around the neighborhood, which is how we actually protect neighborhoods and make them safer. And that was in 30 seconds. The company started in my garage in 2011. I was working on a bunch of stuff, definitely not a doorbell. I was working on a gardening startup. I had a pre-sale startup, all this different stuff. But while we were in the garage, one of the interesting things was that the garage was in the back of the house, and the front door was where the front door is, and the doorbell didn't reach there. So I looked for a doorbell that would work to my garage so that I could hear when people visited, and there was nothing on the market. So what do you do when there's nothing on the market? You build it yourself. So I built this Wi-Fi doorbell at the time called Doorbot, put it on my front door, and everyone that came and visited said, this is the best thing that I've invented. It was very cool. Even my wife said that it was one of the most interesting things I invented because it actually made her feel safer at home. And that was the start again of that this product wasn't just a product that was fulfilling demand and making things better and adding Wi-Fi to a existing product. It was actually something that was transforming an existing market, transforming how we were going to use something and transforming how we live in our homes. So in December of 2012, we launched the product. We actually launched it in Europe. We were at the Le Web conference in Paris. So I spoke about it there, launched the product for pre-sale in December 2012. And what we quickly realized was that what the traditional idea around burglaries and around home crime and theft was this sort of man in a mask at night, breaking into your home. And that actually wasn't the case. Customers were buying the product and they were telling us that their homes were in danger during the day. That during the day when no one was home, when their neighborhoods were empty, people were robbing them. And they wanted to have our product because it would actually make their neighborhood safer. They felt like it would make their house safer if they were able to answer the door when no one was there. And so this is when we came up with this idea that we're not just transforming the doorbell, we're not just making my wife, for example, feel safer at home. We're actually one of the first products that can reduce crime in neighborhoods, not just report it. And alarm systems today, and even then, all they do is report the crime that happens in a neighborhood. So with a traditional alarm system, someone breaks into the home, it tells you someone's there, hopefully it'll scare the person off, but regardless, the crime has already happened. With this product, we're actually able to now do something that no one would be able to do called pre-crime, and then that formed this mission of reducing crime in neighborhoods. We, as you heard from the introduction, we got on the show called Shark Tank. It was At the time, we were completely out of money as a company. We were about 5 people building this product, Doorbot. It was a very lucky break for us to get on the show. It was really what led to the company as of today, because it was the credibility and awareness that we got from being on the show. And it also let me tell one of these famous billionaires kind of to go F himself. So I'll just, all right, I guess that's not, video's not playing. So anyway, so we started to build Doorbot. We had, we were shipping it. We had the money from Shark Tank, and we were going. But Doorbot was a very difficult product. It was built. Hardware products take a lot of capital to build. We didn't have a lot of capital, and so it really was a product that didn't have the staying power. It wasn't where it needed to be. And we realized very quickly that in the hardware business, there's only one competitor you have, and that's Apple, and maybe the second one would be Samsung. And that's for every hardware company in the world. And that's because the consumer's perception of what a hardware product is your phone. The phone is what the consumer perception of a hardware product is. And if your product does not live up to that, even if you're not competing directly with Apple and Samsung and these big companies, that you will be a 2.2 star review product on Amazon, and you'll slowly die. And so with that happening, we started to, as a company, retrench. We ended up, and this is where the mission came in. We were out of money. We had a product that was failing. And even with all of that, we were able to still keep the team together and build what then became Ring, which is here. And Ring came to market as a product that was directly built off of that mission. Everything inside of the company was rebuilt in order to fit that mission. And it was built in a time where we literally ran out of money 4 different times getting it to its launch. So in the first 3 years of the company, from 2011 till September 29th of 2014, when we actually launched Ring, we had run out of money 4 different times in the business. And again, keeping the company together and keeping a team together during this process, it's something that sounds very easy when someone's successful later. But the things that keep that together, the things that are allowed to make you successful, I think the mission was really one of it, because we were able to keep the team focused on doing something that was better for society and better for the world than just building plastic and PCB boards and technology. Ring became a decent success off the bat. We were Time Magazine Top 10 Gadgets in 2014, and then the mission led to one of our biggest investors. We had one of our customers was with Sir Richard, showed him the doorbell, using it that day, giving a delivery, and Richard said that he'd love to give these to his friends for Christmas of that year. This was about 2 years ago. And so I got an email from Richard saying, I'd like to give your doorbells to my friends for Christmas. I obviously thought that was a great thing. And as we started to talk more and more, he said, what's the company doing, whatever. I told him about the mission and what we're doing with crime. And Richard said, I'd like to invest. And so that was our B round that he led, $28 million. Another big big thing that happened in the company, and again, directly related to the mission. Today we are in 15,000 stores in North America. We ship to over 100 countries. We are launching in Europe as we speak. We're in the United Kingdom right now, in the UK, and we're also starting to grow in the rest of Europe. We have over 700 people in the business, team members, and we're in over 8 offices globally. And the thing that we are the most excited about in all of our success, again, to that mission, is what we've been able to prove with that. And so we did a study with the Los Angeles Police Department to prove out what the Ring could actually do in a neighborhood. And hopefully this video will play. It might not, we'll see. So let's see. There we go.
Aussie, I'm brand manager at Ring. We're really excited to head out to the Wilshire Park neighborhood and install some rings.
This small community, which is maybe a half a mile radius, is actually hit with over 1 burglary every other week. We're going to try to get a large percentage of the homes here to actually have rings on them.
Who's here to install your ring?
Oh, yeah! With the hope that if we're able to have enough cameras in the neighborhood and work with the police, that we can actually reduce the crime in this community. So with this doorbell, you can see and talk to anyone at your front door from anywhere.
Whoa. So we went around different houses and talked to the customers, showed them how to use the device, installed it for them.
Pretty cool experience. Some of the customers, the way they reacted, it was unbelievable.
Thank you very much. The whole neighborhood is really excited about this.
In Los Angeles, police revealing a 6-month pilot program using the tool helped reduce burglaries in one neighborhood by more than 50%.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being here. Compared to the same time the previous year, that particular neighborhood had a significant reduction in burglaries, approximately 55%.
When I founded Ring about 5 years ago in my garage in Los Angeles, it was with the idea of reducing crime in neighborhoods. Today we're a 250-person team that's around that idea.
Now to keeping your home safe, a high-tech gadget is having high-yield results when it comes to catching criminals.
A doorbell camera ringing right to your phone, catching potential thieves on camera from Nevada to California to Tennessee.
Police in Los Angeles say they are helping keep criminals away.
So, thank you. So it took us about 2 years that we worked with the LAPD to do that, and then the actual test was for 6 months. Again, one of the interesting things was, as a company that is not focused necessarily on success, we focused on the mission, and this was one of the most important projects inside of the company, was proving this out. It had nothing to do with revenue. We gave the units away to the towns and the cities. Obviously it has helped us in terms of the proof point, which then helps sales along, but that really there was no direct correlation to sales and marketing and anything else with what we were doing here. And to me, it's what sums up Ring is that video, because we as a company, we don't have the sales goals and things like that I'd say normal companies have. We have a mission goal. So we have goals of what we can do in terms of reduction in crime and doing things like that. That has led to, and this is where when I started off those phone calls with other founders of hardware startups and other startups, that has led to a lot of success on the revenue side, but it's not something we directly drive to. And I think that's where it's become very hard for people when they ask me for advice or for anything like that. There is no direct advice because we never sort of went in a direct direction. Today, the Ring, and one of our, again, to talk about a proud thing, going from Doorbot, which was let's say a difficult product and an early product and a sort of an alpha product, today we're over 12,000 reviews on Amazon and over 4 stars, which really puts us in sort of the top quartile of any hardware product or any consumer electronics product on Amazon. So I'll end with that. I want to thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. It's great coming here to Finland, and I hope you have a great rest of the conference. So thank you very much, and feel free to email me. Thank you.